Hey guys, and welcome to a new delivery on this daily art vlog series. I hope you're doing great today, and for this video I wanted to share a bit about the process that I followed for this piece. And also I wanted to talk about how experimenting has been going on so far for me. And yeah, for this piece I wanted to try a different technique in which I would just try to render the eyes and then work the eyes from the eye to the outer places of the face so that I can have so I didn't have to color the whole face, and instead I would just color the eyes and make it appear as if the face was colored when in reality it's just white. So yeah, that's one technique that I've been trying to experiment with recently, but I don't know, it's sometimes hard for me to not render everything up because I just feel like it isn't sometimes it isn't the result that I'm looking for, or sometimes it can look unfinished if you don't do it right. But yeah, I'm working on a very small scale this time. These are paper sizes similar to the ones that I used for the Inktober drawings. Most of them I did on my sketchbook in the end, but in the beginning I was using this small block of watercolor paper, and the pages are really small. I mean, the paper size is really small, but it kind of gets the job done, and it's not small enough for me to get frustrated with details and everything. So yeah, I was okay with working with that. Now for this painting also, I remembered now that I'm looking at it that the sketch phase was really nice. Everything was laid out as the way that I wanted it to, and also I really enjoyed the fact that I could finally have a light hand on my sketches, because sometimes I do get I'm a person who likes to apply a lot of pressure when he's working, and so it's kind of hard for me to not have very strong and defined lines. And I also like to sketch everything, including shadows and all of that, and so I've noticed that can translate very quickly into muddiness in my work, and so it's something I'm trying to work on. But it's hard for me because I feel like if I don't add any shading with the pencil, it looks ugly in the sketch phase, and so it's really hard for me to really keep at it and not overwork the shadows and everything. But yeah, another mistake that I made with this drawing was that I don't know why, but the sketch was fine, and for some reason I decided to just lower the left eye. You can't really see it very well because my hand is in the way, but if you could, then you would see that, or if you really pay attention, you would see that I actually drew the eye lower than the sketch was, and it was very noticeable, and I didn't really realize until I took a picture for it for my Instagram, and then I realized that it was all wonky. And also I didn't really notice right away because the angle that I took the picture in was kind of skewed, and so the position of the eye wasn't really that noticeable. But then as I inspected it, the paper, because I like to take a final look at my work when once I'm done with taking the picture, I like to go back to the paper and look if everything looks fine. And then if it doesn't, then I try to really solve it quickly and then just wait for the next day to keep on working on it. And for this one, I remember that everything was fine, and I was really pleased with how the right eye looked, and I was also very pleased with how the left eye looked, in the sense that the colors were really nice and also the shading was nice. But then I took a step back and just started doing other things, packing my stuff for the holiday trip that I had on the past weekend. And then when I came back, I realized that the eye was really lowered down instead of in the place where it was meant to be. And yeah, I fixed that off camera, and so right now the footage that you're seeing is already corrected. And I also try to work on the eyebrow, because I remember that the eyebrow wasn't really that arched that I did it in the beginning, and so I tried to lower it a little bit, and I think that it doesn't look 100% fine, because I did alter the shape of the size overall and also the size, and it makes it look a bit cartoony, but I'm not really too bothered by it, because in the end I think it looks decent enough for me to not be very concerned about it. Now for the background, I decided to do something more abstract this time, and I did actually a piece before this one, but I messed up rendering everything in Premiere Pro, as in the footage, and so that was the speed painting that was supposed to be up before this one, but since I messed up, I decided I would just upload this one instead and render the other one again. And yeah, but for this one, I tried to do the same technique as I did in the past one, but in the past one I made the mistake that the butterflies were too bright and too contrasting compared to the face and everything, and it really took attention from the places where I wanted to take attention to, which were the eyes of the portrait. And so since I didn't want that to happen again, I now learned from my mistakes, and so instead of using colored pencils for the butterflies, I use watercolors, and I think it looks so much better because I don't know, if you use just colored pencils straight away and you have that pale of a face next to it, it's definitely going to take attention from it, especially if you don't have like the exact match of color that you used for the rest of the piece. For example, in this case, I'm just using like one predominant wine-like color, and if I were to try and find those in my colored pencils, I wouldn't really be able to find one, and so if I were to use another one, it would look weird and it would really stand out in a bad way. And yeah, now I'm trying to fix the eye even more with adding solvent, because also to get rid of the grainy texture that I don't like getting from the colored pencils being layered on top of this textured watercolor paper. So I try to get rid of that, and also at the same time I also try to correct the eye even more, but I couldn't really make like miracles because, well, the positioning was off and everything was off. But as I said, I'm not really bothered by it in the end because I think it looks fine. And also I tried this new technique in which I added a bit of white gel pen to the hair strands and everything to just define the shapes even more. I also wanted to do a more rendered rose, but then I caught myself trying to render everything, and I tried to remember to keep some stuff loose, and yeah, that's what I did. So I think that we're approaching to the end of this video. And yeah, I'll be uploading the other one that I said in the beginning that was meant to be before this one or prior to this one in a few days. So yeah, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more content or be part of the herd, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.